Hey girl, hey, it's Mary here, and I am going to do my 22-month lock update. I'm going to do like 22 and 23 months because 23 months is coming up October 5th and it's September 24th. So might as well just do both because not really much has changed from 22 to 23 months. So some updates with my locks are they're fully matured. And I kind of helped that process because some of my ends were still loose. And I literally took some scissors and went through all of my locks and cut those ends that were still kind of loose off. The only one I didn't do was this little tiny one. You probably can't even see that good, but that little tiny one there. See, that's the only one I didn't do because that lock is super thin. So yeah, I just went through and I trimmed. I put my hair in 4 sections and I literally cut those. It was kind of like these. Some of them were curly and some of them just look raggedy, like old ends that needed to be trimmed, and they just were not locking. And that really helped me with pulling those buds because sometimes it would be a bud on there, but because it would be like stringy looking, I would just yank it off. And so now I don't have that problem anymore because I pretty much just cut them. So now they're all just like fully locked. So that's one update that I'm super happy about. Like, I am in the locked club for real. What's another update that I can share? I've just come to the conclusions that retightness hurt. Like, I don't even think I'm tender-headed. They just hurt. And my head hurts maybe a day or so after. So if I get my hair retightened on Saturday, Sunday, my head is still hurting. And that's just something I got to go through every 6 weeks. Because I bought the locking tool, this little, I don't have it, it's somewhere. This little locking tool. And when I tell you I cannot get that rotation, or I think I practiced not even long, maybe a good 15 minutes, and I got frustrated. I said, I'm done with this. Like, this is for the birds. I don't have the patience. If I didn't have the patience to put twist in my hair when I was loose, why did I think that I was going to have the patience to lock, retighten every lock? I'm like, here's the $50 that makes me dependent on somebody. If my loctician ever moves away or she say, you know what, I'm done doing hair, I'm just going to get a new loctician because I'm not interested in learning how to do it. I just, no. That was a waste of $10 for them little, they sent you 2 lock tools. And I'll try to put a picture in. If not, it's just a little lock tool I got off Amazon. Another update is I love my color now. In my last video, I talked about it being super bright, but I absolutely love it now. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I wash my hair every 2 weeks. I don't put a bonnet on. And I think that's what causes some of the frizz. And sometimes, like, some pieces of my hair, let me see if I can find a patch. But, like, some of my new growth is, like, really short like that. I don't know if that's just normal because the lock is like this long. And then the new growth is here. And I don't know if that's just from me not tying my hair up and I'm having breakage, or that's just what normally happens. I don't know. But I'm really not too worried about it because she maintenances it every 6 weeks and I'm good. So that's pretty much for my 23 month and 22 and 23 month. I can't believe in November I'll be 2 years locked. That time really goes by fast, you know. But I also noticed, like, I get a lot of frequently asked questions. So I want to answer those questions in this video too because I knew my update wouldn't be that long. The number one question that I get a lot, I get about 10 questions, like almost being 2 years locked. I would say these are like the top 9 to 10 questions that I get a lot. the number one question I get is, are those sister locks? Or I love your sister locks. How much are your sister locks? Are those sister locks? And I'm just like, they're not sister locks. I didn't have the bank account for sister locks. Shout out to the people who have sister locks. But that was my first choice. And I put that in another video. A couple of other videos I made. That was my first choice. But the way that budget was set up at the time, I couldn't pay the $1,200. And then the maintenance, I knew I wouldn't be able to really upkeep that maintenance like that. I probably could do it now, no problem, but then it was like, no ma'am. So these are not sister locks, they're Microlocs. The shop where I get my hair done, they call them rock locks. So these are Microlocs. Another question that I get a lot is, that your real hair? This is my real hair. I don't even consider my hair long. I got these big old earrings on. But like, my hair is a little shorter now because I cut those loose ends off. And I got this headband on. But I don't consider my hair long. But yes, this is my real hair. And some people are like, you should be offended by that question. I'm not. Some people think these are micro braids. So when people are asking me questions about it, I don't get offended about it. Is that your real hair? Because I don't take it as, oh, that's too long to be real hair. I take it as people thinking they're micro braids. How much do they cost? Is another question. How much are Microlocs? There are a lot of things to consider. But I'm going to tell you what I paid. I paid $700. There are a lot of things to consider. Your location. If you live in New York, it's going to be a lot more expensive than if you lived in South Carolina. The texture of your hair, the length of your hair, the density, all of that is taken into account. So I paid $700 to have my locks established or installed, and I paid $50 for reties, which brings me to my next question. How often are your reties done? My reties are done every 6 weeks. And if I need to move it up, my loctician is saying I may need to move up to 5. And I think we were doing 5 for a while. But it was just hard for me to schedule that because every time I would want to come, she would not have anything for that date. So it would always move it to 6 weeks. So right now, my reties are every 6 weeks. How much are your reties? $50. And if she washes it, then it makes the visit $60. So with the wash and a retie is $50. I'm sorry, with the wash and a retie is $60. With just a retie, it's $50. Another big question that I get a lot is, has your locks negatively affected your employment or your ability to gain employment? And my answer is no, not at all. I am a teacher, and my locks have never affected, even with them being bleached a different color, they've never affected my ability to gain employment. I don't know if that's because I work in a predominantly Black school where the student population is African American. I don't know if that's it, but I always tell people no. Now I can't speak for anybody else, but for me personally, I've never not gotten a job or been turned down for a job or asked to change my hair as a contingency to getting a job. Thank the Lord for that. Another question I get is, do I use a different or a special lock shampoo? I personally don't. I know that sister locks, I think when they first get installed, I believe maybe the first few months they have a special sister lock shampoo. But I don't use that. I use regular old shampoo. I use mane and tail clarifying shampoo. And I use, or cleansing. It's clarifying. It's a clarifying shampoo. It's clear. It's mane and tail with the horses on the front. And then I follow up that when I'm washing, when I'm doing my second wash, I use the Cream of Nature. It's in a red bottle, the Argan Moroccan shampoo. And then I use a conditioner. It's usually maybe like a leave-in spray, or sometimes I do a rinse out conditioner. Especially like with the bleach, sometimes I do a rinse out just to give it like more of a deep condition to keep the locks moist moisturized. So no, I don't use a special shampoo. Locks. I look at it as locks are hair. Having locks is having your hair in a different form. So I don't think I need anything special for it. It's still my hair natural. It's just I locked it. So I don't think I need to go buy a bunch of new things. Um how many locks do I have? I said I would never count them, but people ask me this all the time. They say, your hair is so full. I have 283 locks. I counted them one time. I put my hair in sections. I counted them one time, maybe like a few months ago. And I didn't do a double count. So if it's wrong, it's 283 or somewhere in that ballpark. Um, Another question that I get asked is, why did you get locks? And I made a video on this. And I got locks simply because I'm lazy. Simply because I'm lazy. And it was either cut my hair off or lock it up. I was always getting braids. I had really become interested in locks and had been researching and watching locks for a while once I made the decision to get locks. So mainly because I'm lazy, and this is a low maintenance style. I always tell people locks are not, it's not no maintenance. It's not a no maintenance style. It's a low maintenance style. Another question I would say that I get asked is, this is the big question when people think about the commitment of locks. They always say, what if you don't want your locks anymore? Do you have to cut them? You know, and I tell them you don't have to cut them, but your patience has to be set up like a snail climbing Mount Everest, depending on the type of locks that you have. I'm not combing out 283 locks. I'm going to cut it off because hair grows back. But for some people, and then I look at it too, like locks is just shed hair like raveling around itself. So a lot of this is shed hair that just never hit the floor. So I'm not going to sit here and comb this out. This is just me. People who do comb their locks out, more power to you. Mary not doing it. I'm going to buzz this off and I'm going to be on another big chop journey, okay? It's because I can't. But I do tell people that you do not have to do that. You do not have to cut your hair off if you choose to no longer have locks. And the last question that I get asked quite a bit is, and it's just a weird question to me, and it's, are you Pan Africanist? Are you a Pan African? Or like in the Hotep thing. And I'm just like, locks, to me, a hairstyle, I didn't realize how much people define locks as like pro-black or Pan-African or whatever. But I get asked that so much. And it's just so weird to me. I'm like, I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I am all for the uplift of Black people, empowering Black people. I am very much pro-Black, and I love my people. I love my heritage. I have a lot of pride, but I didn't get locks because I'm trying to make a political statement or prove my Blackness. I don't think I have to do that with my hair. I got locks because I'm lazy and no, I'm not a Pan-Africanist. So I always, kind of chuckle to myself when I hear that question. So that's it for my update and questions that I'm frequently asked. I thought I would just make a video of. But I'm looking forward to 2 years and no detangling, no combs, just everything that you love about locks. And I'm still loving my hair. That's the thing. Like, I'm not at a point where I'm just like, even if I just got to put on a headband and do this, which is usually how I'm looking, a headband, because I don't like my hair falling in my face. So still happy with my decision. If you have any questions that you want to ask, leave them down in the comments. All right, peace.